Hey there. I've been hearing some bad press about this new moon in Aries. I'm Lori St. Clair, Master Evolutionary Astrologer, Spiritual Medium. We've got a new moon in Aries on April 17th, 2026, and that's going to happen at 4:52 a.m. The sun and the moon will be at 27 degrees of Aries. And boy, have we got a lineup in Aries. 6 out of the 10 planets are in Aries, and Chiron is also in Aries. And Chiron is right with the sun at 26 degrees. Now, a lot of people are afraid that's a lot of Aries energy. It is. It's a lot of fire. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of intensity. But keep in mind, everything is an opportunity. Astrology is awesome for looking at, okay, what can I learn? What's the opportunity? How can I use this energy? It's not about running and hiding. You know, we had Neptune in Pisces for 14 years. Saturn was in Pisces the last couple of years as well. We're moving on. It's time to be in the now. So, new beginning, new moon. Aries is always about beginning. It's about starting. It's about being passionate. Definitely, you got to look at where do your passions lie. If it bores you, it's not going to get any energy. We know, anybody that follows astrology knows about energy, and energy follows thought. So, what are you thinking about? Are you enthusiastic? Are you feeling inspired? You know, we need this Aries energy. We need this lift. We need fire is about illumination. It's the spark of creativity, the spark of creation. Anything that has ever got done had to have a beginning. So just keep in mind, this is the energy potential that you can use. What have you been waiting around to do? You know, what are you waiting for? I was looking at this chart and I thought, you know what? This chart is all about accessing your inner hero. Where do you need courage? You know, what is it you've been putting off doing? What have you been feeling like, oh, I could never do that? You know, this is the time to capture this energy and move forward. Now, yes, energy of Aries can be impulsive, it can be brash, it can be bold, but if you're conscious, you know, if you have awareness and you can manage this in a way of using your creativity for something that you're passionate about, that's the ticket. Now, yes, people can be impulsive, people can be self-absorbed, but you have to look at this as, you know, Saturn is in Aries. This is again about our personal responsibility, our own integrity. It's not about blame. It's not about what somebody else is doing. This is all about you. And what kind of difference are you going to make in the world? What kind of difference are you going to make in your life? You know, at the end of the day, it's on you. How you used these life minutes. Did you contribute to the world in your own personal way? Or were you too afraid? You know, this is definitely about being brave. It's not about waiting around. It's about, okay, where do I need to step up? Where do I need to be more honest with myself? Where do I need to be more authentic? How can I go after? You know, Mars rules Aries. Mars is the planet that goes after your desires. You know, it's about acting. Aries is a cardinal sign. It takes action. And so that's this theme that is funny, motorcycle. That's the theme about taking off, getting going, hitting the road, putting that spark of initiative into action. And, you know, whether you finish it or not, hey, planets will be moving into Taurus. That's great to provide some stability. That's going to actually happen on April 19th. The sun will move into Taurus. Venus is already in Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus. And Pluto is in Aquarius. Now, that Pluto is at 5 degrees and it's sextiling Mars. And so it really is giving this energy of the ability to transform your ideas and get motivated and push through some obstacles, push through some barriers. And also with Chiron, with the sun and the moon, it's really about healing any wounds that you have regarding your own personal identity, your right to take up space, your right to life, if there's any survivor's guilt, you know, anything that's really impeding you and your life force. Look at it. Is there anything that you were told as a child? You know, oh, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? You know, we don't do that. Any kind of that. This is a great time to heal it and to really embrace the time that you have on this earth. I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much change. And I know a lot of people have been feeling really overwhelmed, really sad. Obviously, there's a lot of things that are very emotional, very horrifying, you know, to watch, to experience, to see. And again, it's about looking at, okay, I've got this opportunity to do something in my own life. And, you know, time is of the essence. You know, it's about acting now in whatever capacity is right for you in your own life and your own creativity to begin something and to look at, you know, no matter what, there's always, you know, someone waking up today that is going to be crossing over and, you know, their life, their physical life will be done. And so that's the impetus of this energy is to, okay, what is it, Mary Oliver? What will you do with this one wild life, you know, this gift of life, and to have the courage to live it and to have the courage to live it in your own way. And regardless of what other people think, what other people say, at the end of the day, at the end of your life, it's not going to matter. It's going to matter, did you follow your heart? Did you follow your own passion? And not at, you know, in service to you, but not in the way of walking over other people or harming anybody else. And because a lot of times, you know, people can be afraid to follow their dreams, afraid to express themselves, and then they hold in resentment. And that doesn't serve anybody else either. But just make sure as you are going forward, you know, are you able to be true to yourself and make sure that, you know, you're not being a jerk, basically, you know. Enlightened selfishness, that's the beauty of Aries. So remember this spark and inspire. You know, it's so amazing when people go out there, like look at Olympic athletes, you know, it's about movement and the commitment to something and that inspiration when we watch people that achieve something like that. And so, and even if it's just getting through your day, getting clothes on, hey, that I'm all, you know, that right now is an achievement. These are not easy times. So give yourself credit and be gentle with yourself and others, but get going. All right, ciao.